For our logo assignment here, you can see my example that I have on the screen. Um, the outside box here, this rectangle that you see right there, this is going to be 2 inches by 1.5 inches. So 2 inches in width, or 2 inches in length and 1.5 in width. What we're going to be doing with our logo is we're going to be adding it onto a title block in assignment number 3 here. So coming up next week here. This is an A size title block here, and you can see my logo is hanging out down there in the lower right next to the drawing title. So to start this here, this assignment, I'm going to go back to my Learning AutoCAD assignment here. And I don't have anything on here. I'm going to first up go to save or save as, and I want to save this as my logo. So this is going to be my new, as my logo for semester 2. Okay, in here. So now I can go back to the Home tab, go to my rectangle, or I can type REC, and I'm simply going to specify the first corner here. And then I want to be 2 inches in length, so 2, and I hit the tab, and I want to make this 1.5. Now you can barely see it, but my rectangle is right there in the very, very center. Now, let's say that I'm way out here when I create that. You can't even see it anymore. How I can find that rectangle or find what I have on my screen is a simple shortcut is Z space or Z enter. This is for zoom. And then down here on your command line, you can see it can do all, center, dynamic, extents, previous, scale, window. I like to do extents. So E for extents and hit enter. And all of a sudden, my rectangle pops back up. So right there. And this is pretty small. Realize this is only 2 inches by 1.5 inches. Now, on your rectangle, it needs to have more than just your initials. So more than just your initials. And it should spend some time on it. Make it creative and make it your own. Does have to be white. So we're going to stay on our layer. We haven't talked about layers yet, but we're going to stay on the 0 layer for right now. That's the generic layer in AutoCAD. And you can use circles, you can use lines, you can use text, you can use a hatch fill if you want to. But simply I can start with the line tool here, and let's say I want to create some mountains. So I'm going to start down here in the lower left, and you can see it clicks on there. I'm going to turn off my snaps down here. Object snap, I can turn that off, and you can see what this does a little bit there. I think it's snapping to my grid. There is that. Okay, let's turn off that snap to the grid there. And I can simply drag down here, and I'm going to turn on that snap back on here. I'm going to go right. No, let's turn it off. Keep that off here. I'm going to come down to here. I'm going to go back up, make these a little bit taller, and I'm going to come right back down to that corner, and I'll keep that snap on. Hit the space bar or enter to stop the command. And I want to stretch this out a little bit too, just like so. And escape to close that out. Then I need to add some text on here. So up here, I'm going to go to my annotate tab here. Annotate. You can also go over here to text, and I can do multi-line text, and I can click and I can drag like a rectangle. Like so, and my name is Brad Gannon, so I can type BG Designs, however I want to, like so, and I click to the side, and then I have my text here. I can move this around using those nodes right there, and I want to get it somewhere near the center, like so. That looks good. And let's say I wanted to make it a little bit smaller. Something I like to use my properties command. So PROP for properties. Properties opens up. I like to have this snapped on the left side of my screen because we utilize this quite a bit, as you're going to find out throughout the semester. So I can click on this BG Designs here, and I can see some things here. So under text, I can see the style here. I can change my style, which I'll show you here in a minute. I can see my text height is right now 0.20, which means 0.2 of an inch. But say I want to go 0.30. and then it gets a little bit bigger. I can change the direction in which it goes. I can go vertical or horizontal, however I want to. I can rotate it. I can have a line space increased. I'm going to go back a couple steps here. Control Z, make it a little bit smaller there. I want to change the style. To change my style here, I'm going to go to Annotate. It's a little bit more in depth here. Under Text here, you have, under Standard, and then you have Manage Text Styles. And I want to change my standard text here. I can change the font here. Let's say I want to go to something a little bit more risque, and I want to make it, let's go down to, well, let's see what Gill is. Gill, right there. And I click Apply, and click Close here. And you can see it changes my font right there. Let's say I'm not quite a fan of that. I'm just going to go with Calibri. And under here, see. There we go. Click Apply, click Close, and it changes it back there. And you can change the text size, the font height here too, if you want to. So once you got that, and I'm going to center it up a little bit better there. That looks good, like so. I'll just turn off my snap here so that snaps there, and then I can move this over a tiny bit. That's not quite centered. Somewhere right around there. Cool. And let's say I want to add like a circle on there. This can be like a sun or a moon. A little tiny circle. All right, then you want to make sure you save your design because you don't want to lose this. So Control S to save it, or you can go up here to save, or you can also type in save. And it's going to save my design so I don't lose this design because, again, we're going to be putting this on our title block coming up. So you don't want to lose that design. And you're going to want to make sure you're saving everything you do to your email or to AutoCAD. And again, here's an example of the logo I created this past semester. And it will probably create another one this upcoming semester. And you can see this is using that hatch tool right there. So using the hatch inside of there. All right, that's the end of this video.